Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, March the 11th, 2019, and this is Morning Ruck March. Sergeant Woodard and Private Gus. We're kind of getting off to a little bit of a late start today. It's about 6:23, but really it's 5:23, and a nice, balmy 54 degrees. Got my morning cup of joe ready to go, and I'm going to slam this down real quick, and then he and I are going to head on out. Yesterday, Riley and I spent pretty much most of the day doing area beautification, better known as cleaning up the yard. And needless to say, we got a lot of work done, and I am proud of that kid. She can plan and think things out as far as, design things in her head and see where everything's supposed to go. We cleared multiple fields of fire in the backyard, if you will. I mean, that thing is cleared out. It's unbelievable, but a lot of hard work, and needless to say, both of us were exhausted by the time it came to dinner last night. It was kind of hard to move. Gus and Ladybug got quite a chance to play out in the yard yesterday, and Ladybug's a 14-year-old lab, and labs usually don't live this long, and when they do, they're pretty gimpy, and she got out and played in the yard yesterday, and not like a puppy, but almost like she was about 3 or 4 years younger, and that was really good to see. And for those that know me, you know how I am about my dogs. I'm just got a very soft heart when it comes to my dogs, and when I get to see one of my old ones get out and play, that makes me just very happy in my heart. Yesterday, after we got done, and I sent Riley inside to start getting herself cleaned up because she was covered with mud, and so was I. Decided it was time to reload my rucksack and move some stuff around, so I decided I was going to get into my old mountain pack. And for any of those that are out there that know what to do with one of those old Molly 1 rucksacks where you got the plastic built-in frame and it collapsed, and you know how to get it replaced, please message me and let me know, because I would like to get that replaced, because it's probably one of the best rucksacks I've ever had outside of my my large Alice, the old rucksack, which was the best one ever made. But if you know how to get that fixed, let me know. But anyways, back to the story. I was going through, and I decided I was going to add some more weight to my current ruck to carry, and it had one of those one-man light tents that was in there, so I decided to hook it up to the current ruck, and I was going through my stuff, and in one of the bags that was in there, I had one of my camouflage nets, and so I pulled out that bag, and in there it was one of my awoobies, one that I hadn't seen in 15 years, at least since I was on active duty, and definitely since I retired. And I broke that bad boy out. It had that great smell of a awooby that's been stuck in a rucksack for a long time. Oh, the smell was just wonderful. It's heaven. People think it stinks. It smelled great. And guess what I slept under last night? A awooby. And guess who loved it even more than me? The cat. She ran around on that thing, and of course it's because the tie downs on the end, but that cat went nuts on it. It was hilarious to watch. Gus, on the other hand, is just like, it's just another blanket. But he'll learn the thing about woobies sooner or later. I'll train the boy, and he'll understand just how important the woobie is. But anyways, all of us wore plumb out yesterday after all the work that we did, but it was good, and it was wonderful to spend that time with Riley. Granted, it's spring break, and I've got a couple days with her before she goes up to New York to get the college experience up at Fordham with her sister, but it was really wonderful to actually get to spend that time with them. And I can say that the most fun that I have had in the past almost 22 years is time that I get to spend either one-on-one or a group time with Bailey and Riley. And for those parents that are out there, especially parents of the young kids, cherish those times. because they go so fast. And you think things don't go fast, they go really fast. It flies, because one day you're holding a brand new newborn baby and you're absolutely in love with this child and you're completely wrapped around their finger, and you will be for the rest of your life, especially if it's a girl. And then the next day they're packing up their stuff and they're headed off to college and beginning a new life. So cherish every moment, and even those moments when they're teenagers and they're driving you crazy and you're trying to figure out why you didn't drown them, because they're special kids. All your kids are special, and remember that and enjoy those special moments with them. So anyways, I got my special child right here. He's been waiting to go for a couple hours. Apparently daylight savings time does not affect dogs, and so he's ready to throw on his stuff and go. So we're gonna do that, and I'll come back, take a shower, and get ready to hit the area beautification again for another day. I'll wrap up in my Woobie for the night, but we'll make a closing remarks when we get back. So anyways, this is Sergeant Woodard. Wake up, Private Gus. Private Gus, and we're out. Well, we're back. We only did 2.5 miles today. I don't think he minded that much, and I definitely didn't mind. I think after all the area beautification yesterday, both of us were pretty much worn out. Quit it. Sit down. Come here. Sit, Private. Sit. Thank you very much. Anyways, yesterday in my email, I got something from GoRuck, and they have another challenge for all you really high-speed, low-drag people out there. How many of you remember the lovely 2 or 12-mile road march in 3.5 hours? Yeah, they've got that one on there. Of course, they have it where you've got a rucksack that's between 10 to 30 pounds to do it on. That thing, with the addition of the tent, a couple other things on there, I put about maybe 10, 12 additional pounds on there. It smoked me like a cheap cigar this morning. I couldn't do it. And you think about, you know, all the road marches that we did in the Army, especially those of you guys that went through the SFX, the Q course. I can't even say it this morning. The Q course, Ranger School, Light Leaders. That was a lot of fun. All the Scout qualification courses and all that. And then just regular road marches. A 12-mile road march in 3.5 hours. Think about that. That's an average of 17 miles an hour. Not miles an hour. 17 minutes a mile for 3.5 miles or 3.5 hours, and that will smoke you. And I don't think I'm ready for that yet. So I guarantee you, he's not ready for it yet either. Sit down. He wants to steal the limelight. he wants us to start the morning ruck march with Private Gus and his sidekick Sergeant Woodard, which is probably what I've already become. But anyways, that's something that you guys can think about too. GoRuck does have their monthly challenge. We're already well into the March challenge of the Ruck Your Dog. And I'm going to about smoke this dog. I'm going to check and see what their next challenge is after this one. I'm shooting for 75 miles this month, which obviously is not a big thing. But, you know, if you're an old fart like myself, I'm not old. I just feel it right now. That's a good challenge. So anyways, the whole idea is get out there, get active, be physically active, enjoy the outdoors, which is huge because too many people are spending way too much time sitting behind their desks, and that actually leads to more death and disease and petulance in the human body than a lot of things outside of downing a fifth of vodka every day. So start taking a look at some of these challenges. Get yourself a dog like this goofball. Private, sit. And get out there and ruck and exercise. I'm gonna go smoke him in the tree line. This is Sergeant Woodard and Private Gus, and we are out. And now he goes and sits down. And that's what I call a happy ending on a date night. Pew, pew.